Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Alan Wake for one last trip into the darkness, at least for now, where we have one last piece of downloadable content, aside from the spin-off Alan Wake's American Nightmare, which I don't know if that's actually considered, I don't believe that's actually considered canon as much as that's considered inspired by. But at the very least, this last piece of DLC is the final bridge that could, in theory, eventually lead to Alan Wake 2. Our second downloadable content pack finds Wake in strange circumstances. Now fully aware of the thing that poses him, he must survive one increasingly nightmare situation after another. Now, the last time, it ended with him attempting to destroy a television set. And then as he was approaching the television set, he got pulled from one reality to another reality to another reality. Now, if I remember correctly, this one is basically his attempt to get back to that television set to finish the job. And essentially restore himself.
Previously on Alan Wake. It's not a lake. It's an ocean. After saving my wife from the mysterious dark presence, I found myself trapped in the dark place.
Imagination can be the enemy here.
A nightmarish world that exists somewhere beyond the shores of our own existence.
The Dark Zone.
Do what Zane tells you.
Follow the signal.
Is all this really coming out of my head?
The dark place is playing tricks on you.
I made my way across its ever-shifting landscape, trying to reach Thomas Zane.
You're trapped in your own nightmares. You're still going deeper.
But we already, when we encountered this in the main game, it's like, is this real? Is this not real? And clearly, like, some of it has to be real because other people have seen the supernatural effects. But at the same time,
Get out of my head.
Seriously, Al, you need to get a grip. You know reality's different here.
that is a lot of great transitions.
Ugh, I think I'm stuck on this side.
Well, you're gonna have to find your way out of there. I'll wait. Just remember, you're still in the dark place. You know that, right? I don't want to alarm you, pal, but it's sink or swim time.
Fine.
Also,
I could
since
feel
I've...
the pressure mounting. Barry was right. Time was running out. Everything I saw was a dark, twisted version of reality based on my memories and thoughts.
Also, now that I've started a new episode... What am I supposed to do with this? I have again lost my weapons, my flashlights. What on earth did that gain me? Okay. I don't know, am I trying...
Swing it!
Okay. So that's like the original position, I think it was, and then I... Seems like I can swing the lamp. There we go. Thank you, Barry. Your assistance
To accept it. If all
is
of this
most
from my
appreciated.
mind, then I was the one making all this happen. I was literally fighting myself. It was a moment of clarity.
Oh, and finally, and at the very least, I'll have a replacement flashlight because I'm back to square one. No weapons, no flashlight, no batteries. Ooh, but I start off with the heavy-duty lantern. That's interesting. I wonder what the surprise is. Oh, hello. And at the very least, it is nice enough to provide me some ammo? No gun, just ammo. I was hoping to get a gun. Or a logic eliminating device.
Myself. All I had wanted was to save Alice. After that, a part of me had been ready to just give in and die. But I hadn't given up. Thomas Zane had reached me. I had run across a nightmarish landscape following a signal from him. He kept telling me I was sinking, going too deep. I wasn't sure if he meant the dark place or insanity. Perhaps they were one and the same.
Not to mention, if Alan wasn't allowed to die, then the only thing that would happen to him is if you go insane and become a replacement villain, meaning everything that he attempted to do to save Alice would just be replaced by himself. Interesting how I have a shotgun and not a revolver first. And I see we've got a whole bunch of Viking shields, probably borrowed from... Okay, so Barry's in that direction, so I'm gonna see if there's anything here first. Judging by the rest of the DLC, there's probably nothing. And there's nothing. Yeah, there's really, there's not too much of a reason to explore in the DLC. There really aren't any secrets to acquire.
Hey, nice job, Al.
Thanks.
So, you really are nuts, huh? Let's face it, we always knew this was coming.
I guess, but I actually feel pretty rational, all things considered.
Crazy people don't know they're crazy. That's where they're crazy. Hey, check out the light show behind the lodge.
That's Zane's light.
Yeah, you're done sinking now. That means he's just about caught up with you. You better go talk to him.
Okay. Consider it done. Although I see a whole bunch of words ahead of me, so... Oh.
Lots of fireworks here. Nice.
Wake heard the old gods play. Music came out all wrong. It attracted the horrors.
And there's... Mr. Scratch still going.
Remember this, Al?
Ah. Okay, who else is attacking me? Oh, hello.
The music screeched and boomed around the wake as the monster...
If you don't mind, I'm attempting to pick up stuff. Okay, let's head over this way. Ah, where did that come from? Ah, finally.
Hey, isn't it kind of ironic that you're a writer and you're threatened by your own imagination? It's like your greatest power turned against you.
That's very
Yes.
deep, but I'm a little busy not dying over here.
Just a little bit.
Always the melodrama.
Surrounded by the enemies and deafened by the noise. Wait, what else?
Excuse me. There we go. Alright. Also, it's very convenient that I have a giant bin of revolver ammo here. But I have succeeded and triumphed over the darkness once
Get
again.
inside now, Al. The big guy busted down the door.
I'm very aware of that, Barry. You don't have to tell me what I already know, Barry. Oh, hello. Don't think I need any revolver ammo, but I could definitely use some batteries. Oh, hello.
Whoa. See, Al? This is classic you. Always making things complicated.
This is just a memory.
Even your memories are complicated.
No. Thank you, Zane.
Yeah. So, I guess you need to talk to Zane out there now that he's actually here. I'm just gonna, let you non-imaginary people talk in peace.
Why, thank you.
Nah, that was a crutch, Hey, you're moving up in the world, buddy.
From one aid to the
You have
next.
done well, Alan. Now I can accompany you. You are trapped in your own dream. You must wake yourself up, but first, you have to reach yourself.
The cabin.
Yes, my cabin. It will not be
Oh.
easy. Your previous work can help you. I still have some pages of your manuscript left. Words like that have power here.
It's convenient that there are still pages of the manuscript left because I thought I had seen it all. Unless this is unrelated to the departure. Ooh.
The lighthouse?
It's very appropriate. I can help you reach it. But after that, you will be on your own. I cannot enter the cabin now. The Dark Presence made sure of that on our last encounter. You are facing yourself, the parts of your mind that are hard to control. This is not a fight anyone else can win for you.
You know, I think the idea of highlighting text in order to create the world around you is an interesting idea,
Okay, that's different.
but it essentially means that
I was glad to have Zane with me in this place. He knew the terrain such as it was, but a part of me wondered if
it
he
means
was
that you always have to do that one step before you do everything else. Like in the main game, you don't have that text, so it's always shine a light on a bad guy, then shoot him. Shine a light on other bad guys, and then that's it. And then now you have these words part, and then you got to shine the light on the words before you interact with it. It's always that first step with the flashlight.
The world was tilted. It was turning upside down. Wake was lost. He would fall. He couldn't tell which way was up. He would die here, torn apart by the whirlwind.
Very Funhouse-esque. Oh, and the arrow is actually pointing at my way out. I think.
The wind was picking up. Wake was too high. Too high!
You can't want me dead this bad.
The storm was coming. It would throw him off.
How are any of these things bridges? Ah, no. Path. Okay. And... okay. A platform... oh, hello. No, no. No. There we go. That was very rude of him of trying to fight me on such an enclosed space.
The storm spun him around. It was made of darkness. He'd seen what it could do. It swept everything away.
I would have to make my way through the swirling madness. It reminded me of the dark presence, just another memory, but it could still kill me.
Okay. No. So we want to get to that path. But luckily we have these incredibly solid bridges that I can very easily... That's just a bunch of appliances. Can't you imagine a bigger bridge? Without the rail facing me. Okay, this bed looks fine. Doesn't exactly look like a clean bed. No. Oh my god. Whew. I am incredibly impressed that I did not fall to my death. I hope I do not have to do that again on narrower spaces. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Stay focused on the lighthouse. If you can reach it, you will find the cabin.
I was gonna say, wasn't,
It's to be expected. You are struggling to reclaim yourself. The landscape reflects that strain. Each step takes you closer. If you persevere, you can attain the lucidity that fends off the darkness.
wasn't Zane supposed to be able to get me to the lighthouse? Okay.
Now that I knew what I was facing, the environment became even wilder and stranger. Like it was no longer even bothering to pretend that things were normal.
And that's probably the most interesting thing about being in the darkness versus being in the real world. And I wonder how much of that is going to show up. What does roll mean? Oh, explosives. How much of this is going to show up in a sequel? I'm slightly impressed that I actually hit that. Yeah, I saw it coming. Oh, there. Damn it. I'm just not dodging fast enough. Damn it. There we go. And I still have a whole bunch of shotgun shells, so I should consider using those every once in a while. Since I've got more, I've got as many shotgun shells as I have revolver shots. And nope. Okay. So I go down the hill and... Damn it. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to make explosives appear. I'm not entirely sure where that last guy came from, but there were a lot of guys. That's something to be said about this DLC, is, there are a lot more opponents for you to fight at any given time. You know, my timing with these thrown objects... shall never improve. Or at least it doesn't feel like it'll improve. Okay, so big guy is down. Let's... Excellent timing. Okay, so now that I know a whole bunch of people... Okay. Nope. I think I'm on much stronger ground this time. And I think I got them all. Possibly. At the very least, I got enough of them. And I can proceed onwards. But it's also interesting how much there's definitely a lot more attempts to use the environment in the DLC versus the main game. So I kind of wonder whether Alan Wake 2, if that ever comes about, is also going to benefit from this. Ah, here we go. It's a hole. Okay. And the word hole went down the hole. Should I be following hole into the hole? Yeah. That is a lot of flares. Ooh, maybe I need to drop a flare into the hole. Yes. By dropping a flare into the hole, I got the hole, enabling a hole to appear. Of course, it all makes sense. Although now I've got a huge amount of flares, which kind of makes me wonder if the game is expecting me to just go crazy on throwing flares all over the place. Is this tube start going to twist around? Because it looks like it should. Excuse me, sir. Do you know the way out? Do you know the way out? I don't think either of those guys know the way out. Yeah. This guy has a chainsaw. But not much else. Do I drop down? Is that safe? Considering the amount of light coming from it, it probably is safe. It's like that old idea that game development has kind of reached itself, where if you want the player to go in a direction...
Hopelessly sprinting in the wheel, never getting anywhere.
Ah, yes. Now I remember this. I don't remember the way out. Are those letters? Yeah, it's in... This DLC definitely allows Alan Wake to get really, really weird. And still makes sense. So I will try to hit the letters that spell the word wake. Do I jump? I jump. And am I back in the wheel, or am I in a different wheel? Or do I not jump because jumping was what got me into the whole trouble in the first place?
Let's have a look at your head, Mr. Wake.
This is definitely an odd way to experience, like, everything that came before. Like, in the beginning of the first DLC, it kind of shows you walking into the diner again. So you're like, okay, I'm using this as a way to kind of, like, go over all these previous parts of the game. But this kind of turns it into a funhouse ride more than anything else. Oh, yeah. I should be heading this way. I think. And I'm guessing I'm gonna have to drop down that hole once the game spins around again. Or I have to go through that door. I probably have to go through that door. Yep, because dropping down is not safe. And I'll wait. Drop on the grate, then drop on there and climb into there. Now, what's too bad is that they weren't able to kind of figure out how to make this also kind of like to add some combat to it, because otherwise you're more or less just kind of waiting for things to happen. while the lodge is out there in the distance. Okay. Ah, is this the well-lit room? And now I have to go through that door. It's an interesting sequence, but I think it goes on just a little bit too long. Don't know if that was a mistake. Oh, no, I'm back in, I'm back here. I got turned around. So I clearly screwed something up if I ended up going backwards. Alright. Now this is where I have to be. Nope. Out of my way, barrel. There we go.
An elevator? Sure, why not? Next
I mean,
stop,
yeah.
Sanity.
If
You're
you
doing
believe that.
well. Keep going.
It's hard to make sense of this place.
It's a dream. This is a vast place, home to forces and beings that are completely alien.
The Dark Presence.
Yes. I don't know what happened to it after your final encounter.
Is there any way out of here?
Sometimes transmissions can be sent between worlds. You've done this yourself. But to actually leave the dark place, I haven't found a way.
So once again, is that actually Zane, or is that a light wearing Zane's face?
Stucky's gas station. Not something I particularly wanted to see, but obviously I wasn't the one in the driver's seat.
Alright. Nordic walking.
Another memory made real. Wake would never make it. The insanity he was facing was already a part of it. In him. His own doing. He couldn't possibly win. He didn't even want to.
See, that's what he gets for not trying to
At
kick
least
down
the
that door.
lighthouse was much closer now. I would have to make my way up there somehow.
Haha. Nope. Finally, a good dodge. Nope. Yeesh. Anybody else? I wonder if I can just get to the checkpoint. I just got to the checkpoint. Excellent. Do I need this wire for something? Probably.
There was no power to the log lift.
Okay. So I need to connect the wires in order to... Oh, hello. in order to get power to the log lift so that I could proceed. How very rude of him. Ow. No. Out of all the types of enemies they put right behind me, it's the big one. Oh. Oh, no, I have to go back to the lift, though. Great. How's my shotgun ammo doing? Shotgun is great. I keep forgetting that I have like 20 flares. Like, I don't need 20 flares, but... especially if I'm not using any flares. And there we go. Is that good enough? I think it is. And now Q group of enemies appear. Oh, nope, it's
The part of you that is in control is in the cabin, dreaming and insane.
I don't think I like that.
yeah, it doesn't sound like a good thing.
Represent the part of Alan Wake that is capable of rational thought and planning, which is why I'm talking to you. If that part can regain control, then you have a chance of making it. But a part of you wants to give in. There's comfort in the oblivion of dreams. You represent the part that isn't ready to quit and die.
Wait, are you telling me I'm not real?
You're as real as anything else in this place.
So there are two of me?
Yes.
And the one you called Mr. Scratch, he's me as well?
No.
Zane, are you playing some kind of game with me?
I am not the author of your story.
How can you say that when you wrote that page about me in the clicker? It wasn't one of my pages. You directed me to it. You had Weaver guard it.
Yes, she was needed. And you needed the clicker. But I'm not.
What? I don't understand.
Alan.
I also don't understand.
Zane? Zane, come on!
Or maybe he's...
That cleared things up.
oh yeah, maximum clarity. Although I suppose I am already shrouded in darkness. Might as well. Always gotta check if somebody's coming up from behind. Because this DLC features a lot of that. It also features a lot of alternatives to shooting. Still flashlighting. You can't stop flashlighting your enemies.
The bridge, roads, and the unnatural wind. It was heralding survival. Wake wouldn't leave this place alive.
Wait. Okay, this is problematic. So I'm going to run along the right side for a bit. And then I'm going to pull out a flare. Drop it over there. Okay. That actually worked really, really well.
A moment. I can help you here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, no.
doing that?
Ow.
It's like learning to control your dreams. There's a connection.
You were in my dream.
Yes, I taught you. You fixed the foolish mistake I made with Barbara.
I'm still impressed at how well that bridge sequence went, as it could have easily gone a lot worse, considering all of the words on the bridge. But I think I did well in both that sequence, and there was another sequence similar to it, where you had to go through this kind of like farmland where ravens were attacking you, and there were just words all over the place designating more enemies, and you could have ended up with a very crowded... Okay. Oh, is there somebody right behind me? There's somebody right behind me. Alright. I think that got him. Okay, that was convenient. So getting the flash is useful. Okay. Hello. Ow. Excuse me, sir. Would you like to discuss the convenience of flares? Ouch. I don't think he wanted to discuss the convenience of flares. He just wanted to discuss the convenience of hammers?
Wake
Sledge?
ran for the light. It was pointless. He would never reach it. His life would be snuffed out just as easily as the very thing he thought would save him.
Even with the light gone, all I could do was keep going.
I know. I mean, it's not like you can just turn back. Though there is definitely a high amount of peril. This is quite the perilous journey. Is that shaped like a bear?
Let's not beat around the bush. You have a lot of problems, Alan.
I do.
Since we're being so frank here, Alan, and let me just reiterate how happy I am that you've had this breakthrough, I would like to summarize your condition.
By all means.
And
Why is my head a
I'm
TV?
being unfair.
All right.
Well, let's start with the obvious. The car crash. Untreated head trauma. All due respect to Doc Nelson, but he's hardly a neurosurgeon. I think that the injury has affected you more than you realize.
Yeah, I have had bad headaches.
Then there's your history of substance
And it's
abuse,
turned my head
chronic
into a
insomnia,
old-timey
as a
TV with an
result of
antenna.
hallucinations and extremely poor impulse control. That's a dangerous combination, one which your wife has unfortunately had to suffer from far more than you.
I know she has.
I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that you are existing in a state of all-encompassing denial. Your vivid fantasy casts you as a heroic victim and allows you to skirt responsibility for your own actions. It allows you to solve your imaginary problems and dismiss the things that truly trouble you. In your self-serving delusions, your personal problems are assets that allow you to save Alice, perhaps even the world.
Dr. Hartman, I think that's spot on. I can't argue with any of that.
You've truly solved my psychosis. I can now go back to being a writer again.
No, I understand. It's important that I face it.
Precisely, Alan. You've put so much effort and imagination into this self-deception, but what good has it really done for you? You refused my offer of help, and here you are. Did being so obdurate really get you to a better place?
No.
No. And did it really help Alice? Was this really the best thing for your wife?
Probably not.
Well, it's probably better than being stuck in the dark place.
Why don't we find out? You know, I've been talking with her. There's something she wanted you to hear.
Oh, hey. That sounds like fun.
Oh, okay.
All I ever wanted was to help you, Alan. I ate all the shit you handed out and tried to understand your pathetic, wealthy white male drama. Until my life consisted of managing your never-ending crisis. I hate you for your childish temper and the arrogance and self-indulgent pride that undermines.
See, the problem with this, though, is on one hand it's not real, but on the other hand, Alan, at some subconscious level, believes it to be real.
Act like a loving human being for once in your life and stay with me. If your dramatic exit hadn't been more important than making sure I was all right, she would never have taken me. I don't know where you went, but that's okay. I don't want to know. I don't think I'll ever be all right. The only thing that keeps me from killing myself is the hope that I'll never see you again.
That is, yeah.
I just can't argue with that. I think I should stay here before I ruin what life she has left.
I think this is a break.
And I wonder if that's also part of, Zane is arguing that Alan would accept staying in the dream. Shall I go out the exit? But that's the way I came.
It was nonsense. I knew I had saved her. I'd succeeded in that, and that was all that mattered. What I heard in there wasn't the truth. It was just another toxic mirage. It cut deep, but that made me all the more determined to force myself to snap out of it. I didn't want to be that guy anymore. I had to make myself see the light.
Can I make... Oh, hello. No, not good enough. Can I do more? Can I make that jump? I cannot make that jump. Oh, no. Ah. So wait, am I stuck back here again, or can I leave? Oh.
Since we're being so frank here, Alan, and let me just reiterate how...
I wonder, what if I just... I
Just
don't...
another attempt to confuse me. By now I knew these phantoms and figments for what they were. Echoes of the pain, guilt, and hopelessness a part of me wallowed in.
The reason why I got that achievement was because I just didn't sit around for the whole thing earlier. Interesting. Okay. Oh wait, I can climb up here and then hopefully jump onto the wing from there. No, tools. Come back. Ah, oh geez. But, like he said, they are figments of his imagination, which... Oh, hello. And then I'll just dodge into the checkpoint, and I'll be A-okay.
Well done. You have come far, but there's still a little further to go. You must take full control of your own mind. Reject all of the fantasies you have constructed.
Yeah, well, I think I can do that. A lot of the stuff I've seen here is personal and ugly as hell. I'll admit it hurts, but it's not fooling me. I know it's fake.
Good. You are aware. The part of you bent on self-destruction is not. But you must be careful. Just because you know the lies for what they are, that doesn't make the danger any less real.
I'll make it. I don't have any choice.
Here. I cannot come any further, but this will help you on your way.
Ah,
Thanks, I guess.
not really a manuscript page as they used to be, but
Hey, let me tell you something, Alan. I know how your mind works. You screw up, then you start analyzing it, and before you know it, you start writing all these horror stories in your head. Don't you?
Come on, I don't do that.
Yes, you do. I know how it goes. You're a complete failure. I hate you and I'll never forgive you for whatever it was that you did. Am I wrong?
Oh, man.
See?
Ah.
I know you. But Alan, it's
Oh.
all in your head. It is. I love you, and I'm not going anywhere.
They kept coming. There were too many of them. Hordes and hordes of them.
ah, interesting.
And this time they would get the sheer numbers.
I clear out the rubble so the lighthouse does the rest again. The DLC has a lot of environment-related weapons, a lot of environment-related tactics. Although I'm spending a lot of time wondering, like, what direction am I going? Okay, that was a wasted flare. Excuse me. Like, it makes it seem as if there's no real reason to actually fight. Any of the bad guys here, because the lighthouse is going to be doing the work. But hey, might as well shoot like a couple guys. And flare. Alas, I only have 12 pieces of flare left. Ooh, not a checkpoint though. It's... I forget how much, oh, hello. That was a lot of spinning. And, like, I'm not seeing the lighthouse do its work, but I can hear the lighthouse doing its work. And I think that's basically the main way for me to determine that this is an effective strategy, is I can hear my foes disintegrating.
The lighthouse. I was relieved to have made it here, but I wasn't sure what was going to happen now.
Same here, even though I've already done this before. It's been a while. Especially since the lighthouse was just kind of an image and a nightmare in the main game.
Zane had left me. I wasn't sure what the Dark Presence had done to him if he couldn't follow, but from now on, I was on my own. Still, he had gotten me this far. I would never have made it by myself. This thing was going to end. It wouldn't be long now.
So in the first DLC, the boss battle was just kind of a series of televisions. So I wonder what kind of boss fight this is going to have. Oh, wait. Oh. I'm just back on Diver's Isle.
I was surprised by the change of scenery, but not much. I was starting to understand the symbolism, the way the dark place flowed.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right.
Ah. Of course, it's not going to be a direct path. That would be too easy.
Hey, Al. Feeling kind of depressed here.
What?
So Zane's your new buddy now. I feel abandoned.
This is ridiculous. You're not even real.
That doesn't mean I don't have any feelings.
You're an abstract concept.
Here. Abandon your fantasies, right? Well, I kind of hate to say this, pal, but I'm one.
Fine. You're abandoned. Goodbye.
They're all too easy.
Al, what I'm saying is the only way you're getting in that cabin is through me. It's one of those kill your darlings things. But hell, you're used to that, big shot writer. Am I right?
It was in everything. It was even taking the people Wake knew, turning his friends into...
What does it say about this
No.
punishment to keep yourself from getting bitter? Here we go! I'm earning the 15% commission.
Sorry, Barry. Or not Barry.
It's great that you first make yourself an imaginary friend, and then you can't even get along with that guy. People skills, Al. You're a master.
Okay, I guess it's not gonna be that easy. Ah, more televisions.
That writer's work of yours, Alan. And he's not
Ah, damn it.
an expert on murder and dark alleyways, and a master of
Alright, there goes the psychiatrist.
Hell, it's great. Mostly insists on making sure you don't
Okay, flare it up.
impulse control of a It's
And who are you?
You know what kind of people need that? Gangsters.
Ah, it's Torn. Or Odin.
Because they make money all the time. Hey, when you threw a hissy fit, ego.
Armed with, guitars.
BFF, Al.
Damn it. Okay. Let's try that again. It would be nice if they didn't move around all over the place. And I also have birds to deal with. Damn it.
I have several lawyers on speed dial just because I never know when you're in trouble again. You know what kind of people need that? Gangsters and assholes. And you're not a gangster. They make money all the time. When you throw a hissy fit.
Okay.
When your ego couldn't take it, and because of that,
There we go. Okay. Come on. Come on. Stay. There we go.
It's totally not. You have to let the paper to hang out with you big guys. Just to put up with their
Oh, hello, Barry. So long, Barry.
really running low on patience here.
You are. I just defeated you.
I swear to God, it's driving me nuts.
Okay. Let's go over here, get some supplies. Okay. Drop a flare, let's pick up some batteries. Okay, where did he go? Where did he go? How many times am I gonna have to defeat Barry? Oh yeah, hey, Alan, how was being in the dark place? It wasn't that great. I had to kill you like 50 times.
Why is this happening to me? It's too dark. Where am I? I can't find my way. Why is this happening to me? I can't find my way. It's too dark. Why is this happening to me?
Just like that, my mind was clear. Zane had been right. I could think clearly again. But I couldn't survive in this place the way he had, and I might not make it back a second time. Leaving this place would be hard. Maybe impossible. It wouldn't take much for my thoughts to stray again. It was too easy to get lost in the dark place.
But luckily, he's still got his typewriter. He's still got a whole bunch of pages of paper.
Let myself slip away.
And now he can write with all of his fingers.
A yet unwritten future waiting to unfold before me. A sequel to Departure. My name is Alan Wake, and I'm a writer.
And now this is the end. There hasn't been a lot of talk. It's been a lot of ups and downs, mostly downs, for people who are fans of the game. Largely because after the game was released, it was determined that it wasn't financially successful enough to receive a sequel. And then the big down was back in, I think, 2017, when the rights to the music meant that it could no longer be distributed. 2018 and 19, I think, were big for this game, though, because Microsoft reacquired the rights to the music, and now Remedy has reacquired the rights to the game. So there's potential there might be a sequel, and the thing is, it's not exactly like Alan Wake sold poorly. I just think that Alan Wake sold poorly considering how much time was invested in it. Like, I believe it sold a good, 4 million copies. Which, to me, is impressive, but considering the fact that they spent 5 years making the game, that is a lot of salary to recoup, that's a lot of investment. And that's something that Sam Lake, I believe, has discussed in interviews, is that, on one hand, Remedy is not a game factory, but on the other hand, spending 5 years on a game is not acceptable. And then you could see that with, Quantum Break is was faster development, Control especially faster in comparison, which is coming out later this year. So, who knows? There might be a sequel to Alan Wake, hopefully. I kind of wonder exactly what the point of view is going to be, where it's going to start in the timeline. Like, if Alan Wake is writing the sequel, The Return, how are we going to see it through his eyes, from the darkness point of view, or are we going to see it perhaps, say, through Alice Wake's eyes? And I feel that would be an interesting, different direction for the actual storyline. You spent the first game trying to save your wife, and now you spend the second game trying to save your husband from the dark place. So it's interesting to see possibilities open again. In the meantime, though, so long, folks. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.